let's head over to the other Berta team, Edmonton.
Edmonton,
you know, they're a team that really is got to be in all-in mode right now. They only got a couple years left with McDavid and Draisaitl at the contracts they're at. They're going to be getting massive raises if the cap goes up. Even if the cap doesn't go up, they're getting raises. There's just no two ways about it. It was disappointing last year after going to the third round the year before that they didn't really make that push into the finals. They probably, like, I'd wager that they would have won if they got by Vegas. There wasn't a single team that gave Vegas as much trouble as Edmonton.
Yep.
They were the closest to it. But it's kind of a scary looking roster still.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's not a player in here that I would look at and be like, you should move them and bring something else in. Like, Warren Fogle is a second liner on most NHL teams.
Yeah.
Lane Pedersen is a third liner on most NHL teams. Derek Ryan, same thing. Like, he might even be a second liner on somewhere like Arizona. Like,
yeah.
Like, a lot of these guys are really talented guys that
Sure.
just make excellent depth. Ryan McLeod has excelled as a center lately.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really knock this team. Even Holloway. I did not respect Holloway's game.
Yeah.
At all. And my tune had changed entirely.
They just need to get some reliable play when the big dogs aren't on the ice. That's really what it comes down to. They need to just not, as much as like individually, some of these players, I have no problem with them. It just seems like so often you see McDavid and Draisaitl sitting on the bench watching the Oilers getting caved in. You got to hope for a big year out of one of the goalies because the right side of the decor scares me. Nurse also scares me, especially at his number, but you got to hope he has a big year.
Absolutely, at that number.
Ekholm probably will have a good year.
Yeah.
And I have no problems with Kulak, but I mean, when you got CC, Bouchard, and Desharnais down the middle or down the other side, that does concern me.
That is a concern. I don't think that Cody CC is a first liner anymore.
Yeah.
Or ever really was. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, Evan Bouchard is a third pairing guy. Desharnais is also a third pairing guy.
Yeah.
Like, you have so much depth on one side and then not enough on the other.
Totally.
And yeah, it's really going to come down to consistent play, but I don't think it's going to come from consistent play on their bottom six. I think that their forward group is as tight as they could possibly hope.
Right.
It's going to, like, and this is a team I always criticize for terrible tasting goalies.
Yeah.
Shout out Vancouver, great tasting goalies.
Thank
Edmonton, not so much.
No.
If you've had Mike Smith on your team, you got bad tasting goalies. It's terrible taste. And you did it by choice. It wasn't even like there was better goalies on the market that year, for sure.
Yeah, they really, like, they don't need a superstar goalie. They don't need a Shesterkin as much as obviously anyone would love Shesterkin. They just need reliable goaltending. They need to not get killed by it.
Yeah,
is really what it comes down to.
Well, yeah, the biggest thing about these goalies is that, like, they still have so much, like, fog around their value.
Yeah, totally.
Like, sure, they're really great when they're locked in, but in some of those high pressure scenarios, like some of the goals that took Edmonton out of that playoff series with Vegas, they were fluttery.
Yeah.
They made, like, if I was playing, I would have been sick. I would have been upset about that shit.
Skinner, he's so young that I can't really fault him too much for it, and you hope he takes another step this year. Campbell, though, I mean, that's a negative value asset for you already.
Yeah.
He's getting paid too much, and he's been awful his whole time there. Like, that's not an asset that's worth anything to you.
No, and this is like just stumbling around without a plan, thinking you found something, reacting too quickly, and then stumbling onto something else the exact same way and not even doing any critical thinking. Right. Now you're paying two guys basically the same amount of money to do the same job that only one of them is doing. Right. It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't work in today's NHL when you have to have a goalie pairing. You need to have that young guy that's trying to make it in on an ELC. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
And you need to have a vet.
Right. I agree.
Just how it works.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, Minnesota is going to do great this year with Fleury and Gustafsson.
Yes.
There's no way around it. Like, they
probably.
Like, Gustafsson is, like,
we'll see.
I think he's going to take the step. I think so.
But yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's just,
we'll get there.
Take a look at Vegas. Like, they had 3 great goalies.
4.
Yeah. And 2 of them were ready to crack in. The
Yeah.
issue with that is that you're going to lose your goalies like almost immediately after your cup run.
Yeah, whatever.
But again, whatever.
If you get that cup, nothing else matters.
Nope. Not a single thing in the world. So
yeah, I agree.
If Skinner can produce a consistent season and just not even like stop more pucks,
right?
Just stop less bad goals. Like just be more safe.
Yeah,
that's all they need.
With all of that said, I think this team, with McDavid coming off such a ridiculous year, I think the 156 points. I think that's going to be his cap, which is, famous last words. But I do kind of think it reminds me of Crosby's season when he was like, I want to score this season. And he scored 50.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what McDavid did last year. And I think he's going to ease up a little bit through the regular season, maybe play a little bit more two-way and just become an actual force even more than he is. They went to the 3rd round 2 years ago. They only go to the 2nd last year. I think they're going to be dominant in the regular season this year.
Oh, for sure.
I have them winning the Pacific. Or no, that's a lie. I have them 2 points out of winning the Pacific at 109 points.
Yeah, I got them at 103. It's 4 above LA and 5 behind Vegas, effectively. So
2nd.
Yeah, they're sitting 2nd, and it's not close either.
Yeah.